On today's episode of ICP On Set, we're going to bring you closer to an award-winning journalist and a master documentarist. He's an enthusiast of motorcycles, and we've had the honor of working with him on the opening billboard of Ride PH Season 4. Everybody, Sir J. Taruc.
Alright.
Good morning, sir.
Alright, welcome to my home.
Sir. Very nice house, and very good to have you today with us on ICP On Set. And sir, we really want to help videographers who are starting or who have experience. We just really want to help them. And when it comes to videos, they're all about telling stories.
Yes.
And you've shared some of the most interesting stories in your whole career. So, paano nyo nasasabi, sir, na maganda ang isang kwento?
Okay, actually sa story selection, ang rule of thumb namin lagi, always do a story that's closest to your heart. So halimbawa, mahilig ka sa mga storya about children. Do stories about children. Mahilig ka sa stories about the environment. Do stories that affects the environment. Diba? Marami kang pwedeng gawin. Actually, kahit sa bakuran mo, sa mismong bahay mo, ang dami mong pwedeng makuhang idea. Maraming pinanggagalingan. Maraming sources of ideas for a story. Sometimes, hindi namin alam kung magiging maganda ang storya until sinushoot mo na, diba? You're talking to your interviewees, yung unang apak mo sa lupa no you've never been before, diba? Parang may nararamdaman ka na, okay to And then, yung elements of the stories, makikita mo naman yan talaga na nagpro-progress. Uy, mukhang maganda tong storya na to. But it all starts with what's closest to your heart. So, ang lagi kong ipinapayo sa mga would-be na nagbabalak gumawa ng documentary, parang minsan hindi mo na kailangan lumayo Malalaman mo agad yun. Mahilig ka sa motorsiklo, do a documentary or do a video about motorcycles. It's basically nakakabit sa human nature mo.
How did you start to get involved in these projects? What made you decide na, okay, ito yung maikakwento ko?
Okay, siguro way back, nung bata ako, mahilig ako sa mga pelikula. Mahilig ako manood ng mga movies. No? Yung generation ko, halimbawa sa Hollywood, Star Wars yung hilig kong panoorin noon, mga space adventures, yung mga kwento about mga astronauts, no? And of course, yung hindi mo alam yung hilig mo na yon would lead you to wanting to do a film, wanting to wanting to tell a story similar to what you're into.
Yes.
Diba? I wanted to be a filmmaker pero na-derail yung dream na yon because a job offer came. Dapat mag-aaral ako ng filmmaking sa Australia pa noon, sa brother ko. But hindi natuloy yun. So sabi ko, gusto ko munang maramdaman paano magtrabaho sa isang broadcast network. So I took the offer sa RPN9. RPN9 then, Channel 9 siya. So nagtrabaho ko bilang production assistant and then I was exposed to the different areas, the different departments of broadcasting industry. And then, it was then parang nalaman ko, pwede palang gumawa ng isang kwento using, broadcasting equipment. It's very, very similar to filmmaking. And hindi ko alam, unknowingly, parang ang napupusuan ko palang gawin is documentary production, documentary making. And there was an opening sa Channel 7 naman. From the network kung saan ako pinakamatagal. Dito sa GMA, dito ko na nalaman yung lahat ng dapat kong malaman.
All the tools.
And, all the tools, diba? The ropes of the industry. Tapos, mahasa ka na lang through the years na ginagawa mo ito. So I was part of Brigada 7 and then moved on to Eyewitness. And ayun, more than 2 decades. So many stories na nagawa na namin. So ayun, it's actually part of you na. It becomes part of you.
And when you say J. Taruc, he's documentaries. Anyway, sir, you've been in the TV industry for a long time.
Yes.
We're not saying you're old, but ito, very important din, sir. You started as PA lang. So guys, you started as PA now. It doesn't matter where you started. Anyway, you work with so many people. Ano po yung mga attitude na gusto nyo makita at ayaw nyo makita when you're shooting on set?
Okay, sa akin kasi, you mentioned I started as a PA and I'm proud of it because hindi mo matututunan, yung ginagawa niyo, hindi mo maintindihan kung hindi ka mag-start sa baba.
Yes, sir.
Doon ka matututo ng pasensya, ng patience, because patience talaga is a virtue. Hindi cliche talagang kailangan may pasensya ka pag ginagawa mo to. Number 2, kailangan open ka sa lahat ng bagay.
Yes, sir.
Sometimes kasi may nakikita kang magandang kunan or magandang angulo o magandang siguro parang storyline to pursue.
Think on your feet talaga.
Oo. Pero kung wala kang pasensya at hindi ka open, you will miss out on a lot of beautiful things na pwede mo sanang na-share sa mga tao. Sa atin, I think human nature yan eh. Ang hilig nating mag-share.
Yes,
diba?
Madaldal tayo.
We share stories, we share food, we share the special moments with a lot of people. So, ayun, natural sa atin yun. Pag may nakita, ang gandang kwento nun
Yes.
Uy, alam mo ba? May nadaanan kami, ganito, grabe. Diba? Ganun
Yes,
yan
sir.
Pero imagine na, na-capture mo sa video, and then, panoorin mo to. Diba? Ganun yan eh. Basically, that's the very simple way of explaining to someone na hindi exposed.
Yes, sir.
And I think it's also helpful for you as a filmmaker, as a documentarist to be always, talking and be sociable.
Yes.
Because walang gustong lumapit sa'yo kung suplado ka. Di ba? Pwedeng pogi ka, pero suplado ka, hindi ka lalapitan. And your personality na dapat marunong ka mag-adjust.
You travel a lot.
Yes, yes.
And maraming vloggers or videographers would like to start or nakapagsimula na ng travel vlog.
Yeah, yeah.
So on a more practical side, anong camera ang dala niyo, sir, whenever you go out on rides like this? So we can all get an idea kung ano na yung okay na gamitin.
Yung Sony 6300, ang isa sa mga una kong dinala nung nagbabiyahe ako, nag-abroad ako or here. Palagi kong dala yun. And then now, we're using the A7 III. So yun, I have my own portable tripod. Yung audio, sinikap ko na maayos na rin. So, nag-invest na rin kami sa mga wireless mics, sa mga Rode. Ayun, basic lang.
Basic lang.
Because pag nagta-travel ka, especially on a motorcycle, you're limited din sa mga kaya mong dalhin.
Yes, sir. Keep it light.
Keep it light, compact. And of course, kailangan maayos yung organizational skills mo. Kung hindi, uy, teka, 5 dala ko, ba't 2 cards na lang to? Patay ka. So that's crucial, no?
Yes, sir.
And focus, I think. Siyempre, ikaw rin in charge. Pagka one-man team kasi, ikaw rin in charge din sa pag-aayos, pag-charge ng batteries and everything. So, dito sa Ride PH, it taught me a lot of mga things na alam kong nag-exist, but now, personally, ako na talaga yung gumagawa.
Now, a lot of wedding videographers there and film directors.
Okay.
Either they're already enthusiasts ng motorcycles or they'd like to get into the hobby. So ngayon medyo personal na.
Dumadami nga eh.
Baka dahil sa'yo, sir. So from one rider to another, is there something you'd like to share or something you'd like to tell them?
There's a growing number of riders na rin, no? Not just sa atin, mga, let's say, mga vloggers or mga video documentaries or mga videographers. Mga more than 18 million riders in the Philippines now, according to the LTO. So, ano siya? Either you use it for practical reasons, use it for work, I know for a fact na maraming videographer, ginagamit
yes,
nila yan as transportation kasi ayaw nila malate. Diba? Or pinakamabilis yan. I know a photojournalist na nagra-ride na years before I started riding because nakaka-scoop siya that way. Mabilis siya makarating sa scene, diba? Nauna siya sa crew niya, so nape-prep na agad niya, alam niya na agad kung anong gagawin. So,
it's a very convenient tool.
It's a good transportation when there's a problem in parking spaces. Compared to a car, sa akin, it's more advantageous for me to use a motorcycle. Kasi may nararating yung motor na hindi nararating ng four-wheel.
Yes, sir.
And probably may gusto kang shot somewhere, hindi kasya yung kotse or van. You can use your bike. Diba? Going there.
Yes, sir.
Off-road lalo yung motor mo. So,
what about the enjoyment? You love the feel of the bike?
Of course. I've been riding for close to maybe 2 decades na. And talagang every time I mount the motorcycle, it's just iba yung feeling. Hindi ko ma-compare sa four-wheel. The wind blowing.
Feels free.
You're free. And sometimes pagka stressful, alam ko stressful din yung trabaho natin, yung linya natin.
Yes, sir.
But when you ride a motorcycle, nakaka-focus ka kasi sa daan, sa ginagawa mo. You have to focus. Pag hindi,
yes,
delikado rin. So, nawawala yung isip mo sa trabaho.
And on the road.
Yeah.
On the road and on the ride.
Yes. You're focused on what you're doing, riding. It's just riding, you and the motorcycle.
Speaking of you and the motorcycle, sir, may event daw ang Ride PH this September.
Yes.
So please tell us all about it.
Okay. This is our second Philippine Motoheritage weekend. It's actually an anniversary event, where we feature classic, vintage motorcycles, sometimes antique. We feature them on the show. We display them na maayos, na ma-appreciate ng mga tao.
Yes, sir.
And it's always nice to marvel at something that we're passionate about. Ang tampo ko kasi, tinatawag ko tampo. When we travel abroad, there's always a motorcycle museum. Mga lumang bike makikita mo, in its original state. Be it Asia, be it ibang parts ng Asia, ibang parts ng Europe. When I go to Australia, palaging may magsasabi, uy, may magandang motorcycle museum doon. So, dito kasi, very, parang almost wala kang makita dito eh. Meron mga collection, pwede mong bisitahin.
Yes, sir.
But yung open to public, yun yung gusto sana namin i-encourage with the Philippine Motoheritage Weekend. For maybe once or twice a day in a year, lahat yan ilabas nyo. We want to appreciate it. We want to drool. We want to, appreciate the motorcycles kung paano sila before, in their glory days. And also, an opportunity to check out what's the latest naman. Kasi we also invite mga motorcycle manufacturers and mga distributors of motorcycles na i-display yung pinaka-latest nila na motor. So, it's past and present and future.
That's going to be very interesting to look at.
Yes. So, September 28 and 29, Saturday, at the Metrotent Convention Center, dito lang sa Metrowalk, sa Pasig City. And, of course, September 29, it's part of our Motoheritage Weekend, yung every year na Distinguished Gentleman's Ride.
Nice.
So they will have a program. They usually have their program there sa stage every year. So ito yung mga nakasuit kami, di ba? All for prostate cancer awareness and men's mental health awareness via motorcycle.
And just to show na we're not just all motorcycles, there's also a cause.
Exactly. Na ano rin tayo, we're also concerned. And ayun, so we're inviting all of you to be at the Metrotent on September 28 and 29 dito sa Pasig City, malapit lang, Metrotent Convention Center, September 28 and 29. it's a fun weekend. So lahat, dalhin nyo yung mga anak nyo, yung mga asawa ninyo, magpabili kayo ng gears or bago mo to. So may mga discounts dyan, may mga performers stage. So please check it out, September 28 and 29.
Alright, thank you so much, sir.
Alright, bro.
More power to you and more power to Ride Peace.
Yes, thank you so much. Thank you so much for talking to me.
Yes, sir. Where you are and where you want to be are two different places. And that's a process, so don't worry about it. We'd like to help you along the way. So subscribe to our channel so we can keep sharing to you. Leave a comment, let us know what you'd like to see next. Please hit that like button and I'll see you again on another episode of ICP On Set.